Hi, I'm Connor Desai. In a way, it's really focused my songwriting because um, I can't just procrastinate and think like, oh, I'll try to write a song tomorrow. I just, if I get a minute or several to myself, then I really need to use them because I don't know when they're going to come again. So that part has focused my career in a way, but I don't have the flexibility of a person who doesn't have kids, and I wouldn't even wish for that. I mean, I love being around my kids, but it's definitely a juggling act, and it takes a lot of helpers, and my family are huge supporters of me and my music, and so I couldn't do it without them. When I first started doing music and I didn't have kids, it was more of a frivolity, I want to say. It just, it had the feeling of like a hobby and just something I would do when I wasn't in class, because I really started playing when I was in high school and college. But now that I have kids, it's really taken on a different meaning. I mean, I realized how important it is to me, and despite all the challenges, I really need to do it anyway. And as difficult as that is for my family, I feel like it sort of sets a good example for my kids. 2 of my 3 kids are girls, and I really want them to be able to pursue whatever inspires them when they become moms. I didn't at first, but it's definitely becoming apparent to me that people are paying attention to that. Like, I'm in a very sort of family-oriented community in Seattle, and whenever I have an all-ages show, all the moms are like very intent on getting their kids to come. And it's just packed, and it's crazy, and the venue will be like, we're sold out, you can't have any more people. And I think that people were really anxious for that sort of example of, you can be a mom and you can have this sort of career, and especially a career in music. It really seems to be exclusive of being a mom, but I don't think it is, and I'm glad that people are so supportive of it. Wow. I mean, I guess I've just had to sort of hone my crafts a lot more. The very first record I have, and I think this is probably true of a lot of people's first records, was an amalgam of just every song I'd ever written, and I just sort of condensed it into this EP, and it was, I don't know, I almost thought that was like going to be the end of it, because I was like, I just have to get something down and then maybe I'll be done. But after that, I just got more and more drawn into like the world of self-expression, and I guess I would say the second album, because of that, has been more exploratory and just experimental. And after making the first album, I was really pleased with it, but I was anxious for more of a production value. Like, I felt like the songs were very singer-songwriter, and that's what I am, so that's fine, but I was anxious to like add more elements, and so I really spent a lot of time on this new album with talking to other musicians and recording other people for the album, and writing, sometimes 5 different vocal parts for a song, and I just got more ensconced in like the nitty-gritty of producing an album as opposed to just writing it. That's a really good question, and the truth is it sort of stumped me a lot, because I think I was really happy with more simply structured songs before. I was just like, oh great, I finished a song, and if I didn't hate the lyrics or the music, I was happy with it. But now I just am I'm just considering all the other parts that may or may not be able to take part in that particular song, and it's, it can really stymie you if you're not careful. So I'm trying to keep the two sections separate, but it's been challenging. I'm not terribly careful about that. I've been very personal on my records, and I guess I'm just sort of trusting. I come from a very artistic family, and my mom has been an artist all her life, and she's sort of instilled in us this idea that art was paramount, that there were all these other things going on, but if you could create something that was totally unique to you, then, it's sort of got to pass. And I guess I just trust in that wisdom, and it hasn't failed me yet, so I hope it's okay. I guess I've learned that I'm a pretty tenacious person. I didn't think that I was, but just I definitely have come to several dead ends where I've been well, clearly the thing that needs to go is my music career, because this just doesn't make sense at all. It's not making me money, it's taking me away from my family, and it's just crazy, but I'm really unhappy without it. So I think that it's just something that I've wanted to pursue, and I'm glad that I've had the luxury of being able to do that. It's always playing for people, I think. As much as I love the recording process, and I do, whenever I record, I feel like a 12-hour day can go in just seconds, because it's so exciting to be around all this stuff, and just, it's like you feel like God or something. You can just be like, no, let's put that in there, and this in there, and if you don't like it, you can take it out, and I love that. But the energy that I get from just sort of giving my personal self over in a performance setting, even if it's for one other person, it's just, I don't know, it really feeds me in a way, and I don't think I could ever give it up. If I'm performing, I'll probably wear something different than I would wear around the house if I'm cooking for my kids. I try to just be a more honed and sharp version of who I am normally. And I guess I'm not really sure how it plays a role in music, other than I love to make my own shirts, and I think I know I've always been a creative person, so it's fun to have a tactile thing to do, especially that relates to my music career. I really want to find shirts, fabric and patterns that I would wear. And so it takes a bit of time getting to a store and finding that stuff. But the thing that takes the most time would be, actually making the shirt. And I don't have a mannequin. I should probably invest in one. But I'm constantly putting the shirt on and trying it out and tying all the sides and making sure that it looks like something I would want to wear. And I think that as an artistic person, that's a pretty high bar. I don't just wear anything, I don't just sing anything or eat anything. I'm a pretty specific person in that way. I am writing songs for a new album. I have a number of songs written. I just need to. I'm probably going to collaborate with Chris White again, who's a producer in Spokane, and I'm just sort of waiting till I amass a number of songs that could possibly comprise an album, and then I'll see when he has time for me.